Could it be? Oh, could it be? Yes, it is. Back with the French connection. Sato and Pink Daddy. You know the drill. It's the dream team, the tournament winning team, running ranked. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this one. This was a fun game with the femme fatales of Mount Lady and Toga as my lovely bodyguards. So I had it in my mind immediately that I wanted to get this eater out. Like, as soon as I saw him in that MVP-esque outfit from WWE, you guys, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I doubt, if you actually do know what I mean by that, then props to you. And tell me in the comments if you do know what I mean. If you don't know what I mean, no worries about it. But yeah, when there's an eater and you have a chance to get him out early before he starts injecting steroids into his calves, you probably want to get him right there and then, as I tried to do, but couldn't quite land the finishing touch because of that shigaraki, going all crusty crab on me. But alas, we came out a bit better than the two of them, so not too much to complain about there. Arcades, man. This area, like this building in the game, reminds me of those days where I would always love going to the arcades. I want to ask you guys a question, and I want to see what you guys have to say in the comments. And it's also, quite interesting to see the responses purely because maybe we didn't see the same games being from all different countries. But the question is, what was your favorite game to playing the arcades when you were a kid? So, whether you were, 4 years old, 8 years old, 12 years old, whatever age it was that you went to arcades, for whatever reason, what arcade game was your favorite? I'll tell you mine. Time Crisis. I was a real sucker for those, those gun games where you pick the gun up and you aim it at the screen and then, you press the button and then it puts the gunshot where you're aiming it. I was a huge Time Crisis 2 buff. Whenever I would go to, like one of those holiday resort vacation places, in England, for some reason their arcades, at that time when I was a kid, they always had Time Crisis. My favorite one was Time Crisis 2. Love that. I could, with like £1, which is how much it cost me, with £1, I could complete the entirety of Time Crisis 2 on arcade. Not every time, but there was a good chance that I could do it if I put £1 in. Like, no continues, I could do the whole thing. As a kid, loved that game. Time Crisis 3 was pretty decent as well, but nowhere near as good as 2. Anyway, back to My Hero Ultra Rumble. When your screen goes red like that, I think that means Shigaraki Assault is doing moves near you. At least I think it is, because I haven't seen that effect in the game ever, except for when he came into the game. Look at that, there's that same Eater. We're all thirsty for him. No one wants to let an Eater run riot, man. It's like if Usain Bolt was also an assaulter. That's what it's like going against this guy. He can run fast, go anywhere he wants, and on top of all of that, he's trying to kick your head in. Level up there. When you play people like Pink and Sato, you don't even really need to look where they are. You just trust that they're gonna be fine. That's why we're always so scattered around the place. And if someone does start to get hit, then we'll skedaddle over there as soon as possible. I think I prefer this map to the other map. When it first came out, I was I liked it, don't get me wrong. I always liked this map. But I wasn't sure if I preferred it to the original. But I think enough time has passed now for me to say that I think I do enjoy this map more. I think, and it's because it just suits me more, this map. Because again, I'm a very wily person. I'm a very slippery, slimy snake of a man when I'm maneuvering around using the mobility options in this game available to me. And while the original map does allow for you to be, you know, very cunning with your movements, this one allows you to be even more cunning because there's more verticals, more insides, more everything that, you know, bodes well for someone trying to get rid of somebody else. So I think that's why I prefer this map. And obviously, you know, visually it does look very appealing as well. Like just this map speaks more to like the Fortnite child. You know, those kids who just love those bright BRs. Like a city is always going to do more for someone in their enjoyment of a BR than like just some random war zone. Usually anyway, usually. I guess that's another question. For BR games, when it comes to the environment of the BR, what kind of environment for a battle royale do you like? A cityscape? You know, like desert, jungle, some sort of, you know, mixture of everything in one place. Like I don't know what you would maybe even just say a game like an Apex Legend looking place, a Fortnite looking place, and My Hero looking place. What's another one? I was gonna say Hyperscape, but I don't even know if anyone even remembers that game anymore. I didn't even play it. Blood Hunt I think was just a city as well. I don't think there's a better feeling in this game than seeing your teammate signal that they're doing a. Look how clever this was. Oh, that was actually gonna work too, but it was the clone that I hit instead of the real one. I was gonna say something, I've lost it now. Oh yeah, I don't think there's anything more reassuring than seeing your teammates signal that they're doing a group heal. Yeah, the French connection. Drilling through this lobby. The UK and France coming together to cause mass damage. It's when Deus Vault meets Vavavoom. When Deus Vault meets Vavavoom. When Thierry Henry meets David Beckham. I said that like Beckham was our best ever player when he wasn't, but, you know, he's one of my favorite players anyway. Back then. That would always bother me when people say like, oh, who was one of your favorite footballers? And I'd say, oh, David Beckham. And they say, oh, why? He was rubbish compared to insert footballer name here. I'm like, well, you asked me who my favorite was. Why are you so pressed about it? You asked me my favorite, not who I thought was the best footballer ever. You know? Get a grip on your own question. You know? I don't ask someone who their favorite My Hero character is, and when they tell me, I'm like, well, he sucks compared to All Might. You know? I don't say that. So, you know. I don't know. It's weird. I don't get those people whose favorites are only ever the ones who are the very best. I mean, I do get it. You like to win, so you pick winners, but surely there's got to be... Surely you have to admire something else about a character than just their strength all the time, you know? I used to know a guy like that. His favorite character was always whoever was the strongest. And when that would change, you know, suddenly he had a new favorite that was the new strongest. I'm thinking, what the hell is the matter with you? Doesn't make no sense. But again, it does make sense. I can understand why their brain would do that. I just don't know why they would choose to let their brain control them that way. Don't worry, look at that. The French connection only ever goes down temporarily. That one femme fatale on the way. Is that same Ida? He's been here this whole game. This is why you need to get those Idas out early, man. They will not give it up. Mount Lady was made for stomping. Ida, though, that dude was made for whatever he wants. You know, that dude does everything. I won't be surprised if one day he just turns up and starts kicking out projectiles from his legs. Could you imagine? Oh man, that'd be something. Is it really a set video if you don't see DualSense wire controller disconnected come up at least once? I'm not gonna lie to you, every time I run into one of those derby traps by accident, when I'm completely, you know, fine and not in danger, but I get surprised by it anyway, I just wanna, in that exact second, I just wanna wring his neck. But usually he's nowhere to be seen. But in that instance, oh, he turned up right when I needed him. It's crazy that the first Ida I tried to get out at the very beginning of the game turned out to be the last person to go down. He got the cinematic finish right there. Ida-kun. The French Connection, the tournament winning team. Don't forget, if you haven't seen our tournament victory for My Hero Ultra Rumble, that'll be on the channel. I might link it, I might not. Either way, you can find it on my channel. It's pretty long, and I go through all of the intense tournament wins, and you can see how we, which is myself, Sato, and Pink, won our first My Hero Ultra Rumble tournament. GG's. And bonus game. So you had the French Connection game, and now you just got me causing some mayhem with some random guys. A random Kirishima, Kirandomsha, and Automator. The man, the myth, the lats from heaven. Must be interesting to live your day in day out business being as muscular as All Might, because there are some guys out there in the real world who are absolutely huge. Must be I mean, I guess they're used to it, but I imagine, you know, you maneuver around a bit differently than a regular person. The way that Cannibal just flew in. And it actually took his help as well, the All Might. Yeah, those Momo cannons really have changed everything for her in terms of her ranged output. I still prefer Season 1 and Season 2 and Season 3 Momo to Season 4 Momo. Well, actually, I can't remember if that changed. The Momo happened in Season 3 or 4. But yeah, I still prefer old Momo to new Momo. But yeah, the cannons definitely do make her a lot more of a threat from afar than what it used to be. But I just don't think it was a good enough trade-off for what they took from her. And on a side note, you know, I think they should have just they should just add hyper armor to Bakugo's Gamma, because being in the middle of that roll just to get knocked out of it, I don't know, man. I feel like he doesn't deserve to have that happen to him. I was going to tell you guys a story from many years ago about how somebody tried to beat me up in my own room. Somebody tried to beat me up in my own bedroom when I was a kid. It's a funny story, but I haven't got it in me right now to tell it properly, so I'll just tell it at a future video date. So yeah, I guess you're gonna have to watch future videos just in case I bring that story out of my back pocket, because it is a funny one. And I don't say like beat up as in jokey, haha. No, someone was actually trying to knock me out in my own bedroom when I was younger. And no, this isn't like some sort of parental abuse admittance story where yeah, my dad here. No, it's nothing like that. It was me, and it was my friend who was, I think, a year or 2 years younger than me at the time. But again, yeah, I just don't have the. I'm kind of tired right now while I'm filming this because I've had a day. But when I have more energy, I'll tell that story, because it is it is quite funny. Looking back, it wasn't funny at the time. No one ever wants to get beaten up and no one ever wants to get beaten up in their own room. So I'll have to let you guys know about how that one went. But yeah, needless to say, they did not get their way. Needless to say, your boy Set knows how to handle himself. But yeah, I'll save the story for another video. But yeah, I guess you just need to watch future videos just for when that one shows up. But for now, we'll just enjoy this game. This is a nice comp, by the way. It has pretty much everything you would need. Kirishima takes all of the aggro with his Kirishimaness. Bakugo does tons of damage, you know, from the air and from mid-range, which is great. And then you have All Might, who is kind of like the intermediary between the two of those playstyles, where if he needs to join someone in doing the Team 3D, Baba Ray and Devon Dudley style, he can go in there with his boy Kirishima. But if he wants to, you know, hover high and do some range damage with me, All Might 130, then he can do that as well. So this is actually a really nice comp. What would you even call this? All Might and the Bad Boys. I don't know, I can't really come up with any title that doesn't sound like it belongs to some weird adult movie, so I'm probably just gonna stop trying to give one right there. All Might. What's your favorite card? You know, the left and the right, you see I got the left armor one and I've got the right health one. What's your favorite card power-up to use? And why? I think my favorite card power-up to use is the healing, because it just ends up being like so clutch sometimes. You know, when your shields are gone and someone's trying to rattle you down to nothing, just to have that constant healing is, especially past level 1, is just a really useful little factor to have in your favor. That's probably my favorite one. But what about you? What's your favorite power-up card to have for one of your characters? Look at that. Those bushes were being beaten. And those numbers were flying. I don't know who told those guys that they were hiding in some Kevlar bushes, but they found out that they were not safe. Otomete! That's the first time I've ever heard him actually say that. Like, I'm sure I've heard him say it before, but it's the first time I've ever actually noticed what he said there. This new Mount Lady outfit. I feel as if, you know, I just stumbled across her on an afternoon stroll she was having, and then she decided to just beat the hell out of me for the fun of it. That's the vibe it gives me. Like, at least on the other one, you kind of know she's there for business. In this one, it just feels like you just ran up on her on a bad day outside the office, and you're going to pay the price for it. Shinsok! That Derby had all the mobility of Jabba the Hutt with the way he was moving. That dude was caught in like some slithering, squatting crawl, and he could not get his way out of it. But to be fair, I've had that as well at times. Not as bad as that, but sometimes you crouch and you kind of get stuck in a crouch, and you're, you know, doing some weird ancient Egyptian walk out of there while someone's just pummeling you with shots from afar, and you're thinking, this isn't what I had in mind. So I kind of feel what happened to him there. But again, never that badly. Like, that was the kind of one where, you know, you drop your controller in the middle of it and everything. You're trying to scramble to pick it back up off the floor, and you're still taking shots. Then you knock a drink over on the way back up. It's one of those ones. I don't think there's anything better to have in your inventory than that right there. The group health and shield. What'd you call it? Bottle. That one is just so good to have. I remember, like, you know, obviously this is a replay. I was looking back, I saw Sarek there, then I turned my head, I saw Sarek over there. I'm like, hang on a minute. As far as I know, we ain't getting quad man mode just yet. So, saying that, they did say that there's going to do a limited time mode coming in this season. I wonder what that's going to be. Oh, yeah. You know, when Bakugo's Gamma has got a lot of things I don't like about it. But when it does hit just right, it really does feel nice. But yeah, I wonder what the special new mode's going to be. Team Deathmatch, quads, you know, like a 4-man. I really do wonder. What would you guys like it to be? For the new mode that they're going to add. Limited time, I assume. Look at that. You got one big mount lady 1 minute, and you got another one right after. And then she Tony Hawk pro skating me in my forehead. Her face, man, when she's looking down, that is actually scary. He's still into it though, but not as much when she's kicking me. I'm down for being kicked in a safe environment, but not in My Hero Ultra Rumble. I'm kidding. No one should be kicking me. Look at that. I feel safe here, and then out of the bushes comes a derby. Call that a darbush. And my good man there, he would have been up if I didn't get stopped like that. But I did. Drink that shit down, boy. And get back in the game. Kuratoge. Oh, do you see how close that pinwheeling Bakugo was to me? He was so close to getting me caught up in his bullshit. Look at that. How do you like it? You take that move right back, my friend. That move is probably the worst to have coming at you from a big mount lady. It's not even the stomp, it's the slide kick. Because that slide kick is actually crazy. And it's like, it can hit you before you're expecting it to hit you. It can reach you when you're not expecting it to reach you. You know, it's got such a big hitbox. Like, a lot of the time when you get hit by that thing, you almost kind of didn't think you was going to get hit by it. Even kind of when you're underneath it, you don't feel like you're going to get hit by it. But that's just the nature of how it looks. Look at that. Togas, I swear, Togas are like made to wind me up. They do the most annoying stuff at the most annoying times. It's as if the universe says, yep, that moment right there, he's gonna hate that. Bring a Toga over. You know, it's like it happens on purpose. Like it's canon to my life specifically. But even with that being said, the Toga does not get her way this time. GG's, and there's the bonus game. Thank you guys for watching the video. Don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment. Hopefully you learned stuff from this video. Hopefully you enjoyed the commentary. Hopefully you enjoyed whatever it is you enjoy about a Satano video. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Take it easy. Thanks for being here.